And we're back! Welcome! Today we're gonna play a little bit more of Obduction. Last time we ran around in this huge complex with this really big machine, and we turned a lot of wheels and cogs and so on and got it started. So now it's pumping something and things are moving. And we figured out that over here we have a lift that we haven't been able to move yet. We need to move it down so we can get up there again. And I don't really know what all these different things are for. Here we can see, I guess these are eggs or something. And I see a lot of more areas here now, actually. They are all over the place. I don't really know what they are. If they are trying to communicate or something. And then we have this strange thing where this lamp has never been turned on. Okay, so here we have two numbers. Interesting, because earlier the numbers in the end of this was lit. Now the two in front are lit. That's strange. It says 1, 2, 3. Let's see if we can push any of these buttons and get that lamp lit. Seems like it's hard to get. Doesn't change any of these. Okay. That lamp seems to be fully inert. Nothing will light it up. Now nothing is lit. Okay, so let's see here. 0, 1 and 2. Because we have numbers here as well. Interesting. Okay, so now we lit those up. Interesting. Still, none of these are actually changing that value, so we can't turn that specific light on. Okay. So we have a huge number up here. Okay. Can't really say that it tells me anything. Can't interact with anything on the other side here. Nope. That's not a number. No. Yeah. Then we had another interesting puzzle where we could move around to the other side if we wanted. We could go back to our world and move the train. So the train actually is right beside red laser. So we could shoot that red laser and then this red laser here, and then get access to cross the barrier and perhaps end up in another place. Over there, where we ended up in the beginning, or where we started this landscape hiking, there is actually I think 1 or 2 spots where you could move through the sphere and end up on the other side. So it could be really interesting to see here. Yeah, there. Now, there we can move over, yeah. So it could be interesting to see where we end up if we move. And if we move this way, and we have that right up to the sphere. And now that's into the mountain. So we only have one place where we could actually go in. But that's fine. That could be interesting to see where we end up there. So this is where I think the elevator will come down if we figure the other puzzle out. But that's a huge number. And I guess that number will trigger the opening of this, or will lit the last piece, or the last light, so we could get that machine working again. And perhaps that's the way to handle or to move the elevator. It's some of the things of that I really love about these games are the exploring. You don't really know what things does. You move things around. You fiddle with some large wheel over here, or open a valve, or you move things around, or pull a lever, and something happens. It could be really good, really interesting. You could end up in a totally different world, or it could be something banal or really not interesting at all. Something just flips over and oh, okay, that was that. But I think we have found a lot of places where we could pull levers and so on, so we could move easier around the first level of the first map. Now we only need to find a lot of those levers on the other side, so we can move easier over there as well. So let's head over here and see if we can move the train over to the other side, and if we could actually remove the red laser on the other side, so we can traverse that sphere as well. Because I think a lot of interesting things could open up when you are able to move freely that way. See here, to move back here, and up here, and we go through Farley's and we get back. If I had the lever turn, that makes that we could go down over there, then we could have perhaps an even smaller distance to move. But now we have that bridge up. Maybe I should turn that bridge so we have that in a different location next time. And yeah, we have things here as well, so we could drive our train up here. I don't see really why, because these planks doesn't give us anything. So that's that. So let's move the train then, because this sphere is still over here, yeah. So where did I put the train last time? Yeah, I parked it. I parked it over here. Why? I don't know. I just wanted to, I guess. Or I wanted to see if I could move up with it, perhaps. Let's see here. Backing up. It's a really neat way of moving around the map. So I don't know really why we could or would go over there, but I guess we might want to do that sometime. Now we're in here, so we go straight in here, and then we park over here. So now I wonder if we could switch that. We could switch that up over here. So this means that we could actually get over there. That was opportune, that there were buttons on both sides. But, I think we're making headway. Sad part is that we either have to run. No, we can run a smaller distance this next time. Let's see here. Yeah. So now we're over here. And there we have the laser. So I guess we turn this on. Oh, I guess we can back it up. See that we get. So let's go over here and see if we can. Now I guess we have to move back even more. Yes, we did it. Interesting. So let's see what's different now then. Move back. And we're back on the other side. So let's move over here. We could go in there and go over, but I think that it's actually faster for us to get out here. Yeah. So I guess it's faster for us to go up there and around, because when we want to end up in the same place as we ended up first, because that's closer to where we bridge over. So turn this. What? Of course, but we can't get through that there yet, so that's for later. Does this mean that I can't move over there now? Now that was a bit stupid of me. Because I think I can't move that back if I'm not on the other side. But then again, I think in the future we need to go that way, so perhaps that's just fine. We will figure that out sometime later on. So let's go back here. back over here. Now on this side. So then we can move up here. We see that this landscape outside seems to have changed a bit. It seems familiar. Seems like we are almost inside of a normal biosphere. Normal to us, that is. So it seems like we're almost on Earth. Those grey trees seems natural. It seems like we are in the middle of a forest. So everything on this side is alien, and a lot of large cogs and so on, and these eggs, I guess those are airy eggs. And on that side we have more of an vegetated space. See here. So this has moved over. Move that back again. There we have another RE. So it gets over here. Then we switch this. So now we can traverse into the sphere edge here. See where we end up. Okay, so we end up on this little path. So we're actually on the other side. So there's where we turned off the laser. Can we move over here? No. So that's the end of that. Here we have the pass through. We can go up here. These vistas. Views. Views all around. Views all around. Okay, so here we have some sort of cart. So we can move this cart over. Yep. Now we are going over there. Interesting. I don't know if we were able to get up here earlier. I guess not. So now we're up here. Ah, this is that path. I'm not really sure if that gave us anything new. Can't put it down. Could we get over to the other side of this huge monstrosity of a machine? Seems to be a lot of broken machinery all over the place. Oh, here we have a path. I love these small winding paths with the cliff edge that you just stumble upon. Yes. Such an interesting design. I guess the team actually spent a lot of time designing these. It seems like they must have spent weeks or months thinking about all the different paths to this complex. It's a little bit of a labyrinth, but I guess everything makes sense. So here we have some sort of an elevator, but I guess it's not moving. Here we can look down. There's another circle! Whoa, I wonder where that goes. And I wonder who that is. And they seem to have a gun. So we have a chair over there. We have a person that is in the wall of this sphere. So they didn't really make it all the way over, I guess. And they have a gun. And then we have these fishes. Weird. So, really bombastic music as well. So you know that's something scary, frightening is happening. And here we have another sphere. Those seem to grow on trees. We have spheres all over the place. We can move up here. See where this leads. Okay. Whoa. That seemed to be another edge, I guess. Here we have something that we can't get into. And here we have a huge creature as well. My. So that's the head that is just leveraged on this huge chain. Somebody pulled this large dragon-like creature or something up from the depths. And we have jawbones strewn about, and oh my. And here we can move through again. So I wonder where we get then. Okay, so we end up down here. Now we only need to know where here is. Let's see here. More of those hooks. Get up here and see. I love this architecture. Just a hook hanging out of the from the cliff edge here. Are you hunting these large creatures? So this should be some fishing hook or something? Oh, here's another sphere. A black one. It seems inert as well. No place where... Whoa! Could we move out? Now let's leave that one for a while. That seems like we're going to a completely different world. I'm not sure that I'm ready for that yet. Let's walk around a bit more and see if we can find a way to open up more paths. So here, where do this lead? Here we have another wall. Okay, so here we have another sphere. They're all over the place. Oh, it's gonna be hard to map this in your head. So many places where you can go and end up. Let's see here. Let's see if we can. We can't move out of those rocks. Okay, so we have to choose now. One of those spheres, I guess. I really would like to go over to the sphere with the gun and so on and see what actually happens. Seems to be a sphere over here as well. So we came from down there, right? Or did we come from... Didn't come from inside here. We take the sphere at the far end of this walk path, and then we go back and see where the other one will lead us later. Oh, I get goosebumps again. I'm really excited to see where we end up with this one. Okay, so this seems to be rocky terrain. Perhaps we end up back At our starting. So where did we end up now? So where did we end up now? Okay. So here we have a cave. This cave leads up to this door. Are you kidding me? I haven't seen this door. And we are back at Farley's, I guess. Yeah, we're back at Farley's. So behind this door we came in from, we have this whole cave terrain. And I guess that we couldn't go through here earlier because that would make no sense, right? So here we have a lot of backer items. Puppet theater with a bunny. Okay. Weirdo. Okay. There's some really nice artifacts here. I had to make a lot of those. Look at this, a boat with a candle. Book, of course. You need to have that one. And the Adventure of Ages Beyond, Mist and Beyond. So here we have some pictures of the Ari, another backer item. So here we have a small note. Ari larval notes by CF. Take about 3 to 5 days for a single Ari larvae to change colors after being moved to a new surface. Pulsing stops immediately upon removal from Kaptar, induced by polyarch. Cloning has been extremely easy, like potatoes easy. Organics, plant fiber yellow, bone light yellow, Ari, encrustment green. Metals, gold pink, copper red, orange, titanium orange, silver red, and aluminium red orange. Tech, Mofang Tech, magenta, lane extrusions near white. Stone, granite Kaptar, teal blue, sandstone Hunrath light blue, soarstone Mofang deep purple, shale moray very light blue, polyarch pods always purple. To do, I'm curious about the effect of combining various base surface. Shouldn't be base surfaces. Still a bit odd experimenting with the life forms. The light they emit is handy given our limited supply of diesel fuel. Okay. Interesting. Okay, then we have the book over here. More notes. 1997 AH. The Villain. I can't find the words. It's such a foreign life cycle. Or perhaps not. They launched themselves across the expanse of space, preserved for eons, until last their technologies arcs can hone in and carry them to a new home. They have no connection with their predecessors, but in spite of this, perhaps because of this, they have amazing recollections of their history. Their stories are epic, reaching back through the eons. until many of us who were abducted, they were abducted as a whole. Their scoop moved an entire facility that was about to be an alley, and that word is really hard to pronounce it. Annihilated. I know it's that you remove it from the map, kill everything, annihilated, perhaps. I have heard it many times, but I have to believe that they, perhaps more than any of us, have deeper understanding of whatever this strange system is that we find ourselves in. 333. I need to write this down. We buried Ji Un today. This place never really agreed with her. Kept to herself mostly, depressed and downcast. Anyway, I digress. I stay after the brief words were spoken. I was the last to leave. I wandered to the dome, as I often do, and looked out at the undulating Soren weirdness beyond the cell wall. Movement caught my eye. Now on every rare occasion we've seen Mofang scramblings about in the distance, but there have been fewer and fewer sightings over the years. But before me was a tall, haggard Mofang running desperately. Almost directly towards me, from one of the distant structures. I still can't tell the gender. Got closer and closer. I thought it would see me and stop or turn around or be curious about this strange dome and our world inside it. But it continued running quickly, almost directly to my position. I was frozen in place with curiosity until my reflexes took over at the last moment and I leapt out of the way. But rather than hit the dome and fall backwards or come through into Hunrat, the dome flashed its familiar tone and the Mofang vanished. I was stunned for a bit, but retrieved my wits and stepped into the dome myself to quickly get it to the other side. After getting through, I immediately turned around and saw the Mofang outside on the other side of the dome, still running away from whatever it feared, but as if it had no sense of passing through the dome. As surprising as the event was, it didn't serve to settle a few things in my mind. I always wondered how no one on Earth noticed what had placed this chunk of Amazon that we have here. What had replaced this chunk of Amazon that we have here. I've got to vent again. There are those who argue with me over and over. I demonstrate that in most every case, whatever the process was that brought us here, it occurred at a pivotal moment. They tell their stories and they still can't admit that the abduction actually saved each of us, all of us. What is it in human nature that grasps so strongly to the past that we blame our saviors from stealing it from us? Okay, just one more vent before bed. If each of us was individually saved from something, then maybe all of us were corporeally saved from something larger. Can we really be sure what's left? And this, the arrivals come from various places and times. Sarah got here almost 15 years ago from the year 2055, and Usul got here 2.5 years ago from 1942. What does that mean? Time here is shuffled and chaotic compared to Earth? What state is Earth in right now? When is Earth in right now? It's and then we go to 16787. It's 3:15 a.m. and I feel compelled to journal this craziness. After spending most of yesterday meditating with the RE and the most of this evening discussing the nature of these worlds with CV, I had just a sip of infamous 100th Hodge and collapsed in my chair. While I just woke up from a dream. I'm not one who puts a lot of credibility into dreams, but maybe the RE were able to move something in me to understand, or possibly because of the intense discussion my subconscious mind was triggered to be able to sort out some logical connections. Or maybe it was the Hodge, the dream. It was I was tending a garden, an immense garden, and it wasn't for food or flowers. It was just about the health of the garden. I kept working and working to control it and contain it and make it healthier. But the garden seemed to fight me at every turn. And after what seemed like days of work, I finally gave up in frustration. As I stood there, doing nothing, the garden flourished before my eyes, growing and spreading in every direction, because I realized the system that the plants were based on was not about me shaping and controlling. The natural system of plants is healthier when they are out of control, when they are free to spread and intermingle and cross-pollinate and mutate. Now, from a human point of view, that may not provide what I want. I get smaller fruit and smaller flowers and untidiness from the point of view of the plants. They grow stronger and much more resilient and resistant. The more they shatter, higher their odds of surviving. And now that I contemplate, I realize that even the individual plant seeds may not appreciate the benefit of what's happening. They are torn far from their origins, forced into situations that seemed extreme, possibly even destroyed by these new environments. But for the seeds that survived, the seed that survived, now that's where the real growth and strength and abundance comes from. It's so beautiful and terrifying. Beyond the beauty of it all is a system of structure that bereaves understanding. Okay, what if it's all a natural process? There are signs of something behind it all, but well-hidden signs. So, well, if I look at it all from this, the cell, the tree, the water, the seed, the hub, the health, even the abductions, well, there seems to be a grand system or plan. The plan doesn't take me into account. It's unemotionally intent on the health of something much bigger that may hurt my feelings, but, well, what am I in the entire scheme of the universe? What am I in the entire scheme of the universe? I have no idea what, if anything, might have put this process into motion, but that is irrelevant. Tomorrow I will talk with CV. He could be swayed from his battery plan. 17145. I really don't journal much. I came to write this down because I'm distraught as I contemplate the plan that I have set in motion. I realized that I have become the destroyer of worlds. I sat down to write, to seek some chaotic tranquilization, and I realized the last thing I journaled was some esoteric, beautiful philosophy about letting this garden grow, not so reaffirming or calming. But nevertheless, here is my reasoning, because I must write this down. Simply, it's us or them. Complexity, if there is some kind of garden and we're the plants or seeds or whatever, well, some of us have gotten together and decided that we're better to choose to survive if the others have unilaterally decided that we all won't survive. And I'm more fit, damn it. This is not me. I want to be calm and garden or ungarden or grow, or what gives one species the right to destroy other species? Who gets to choose? Do I just lay down and die because more aggressive species thinks they're better or more powerful? What brutal scale do I use to measure the good of some against the life of others? Does love even destroy? Does love ever destroy? In order to help more survive, to help love itself to survive. Does that even make sense? Can I kill because I think it will bring about more love? What if I'm not even capable of understanding this situation of hate versus love? Maybe I'm the hater. Do I generate this love delusion to help me maintain my sanity in light of those I choose to of the light of the choice I've made? My God, this is too much. If these are just my walls of disillusion, then I choose to live within them. My walls of delusion. I'm a seed, shattered by the wind, but I will not simply be trampled. I will kick and scream and survive. May God have mercy on my soul. And that's all she wrote. So here's another interesting backer item. Nice. I think we got a lot of interesting story there. I'm not really sure that this is any backstory so much as all the feelings that the group felt when they are trying to grasp their situation inside of this strange world. But nevertheless, I think that was a really good story, and I really hope that you liked this video. Please leave a nice comment and share this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.